Hello everyone. Today I will present why Airbus stopped the production of the biggest passenger airplane A380. I want to approach the topic from an industrial engineering perspective. So, firstly, I want to mention a bit about Airbus A380. So, it's very special and a revolutionary airplane for the industry. It is introduced in 2005 and it produced 235 along 15 years. And the aircraft can carry more than 850 passengers in a single airplane, which is quite high for its rivals. So only 14 companies can be purchased this airplane because of its high cost. Even the production cost of the airplane is over $390 million. So it is also representative of luxury and the power for the airline companies, and also it is a very big opportunity for the marketing. By the way, Emirates Airways has more than 100 Airbus A380 model. Before to passing reasons of the cancellation, I want to mention the changing trends in aviation and airline industry. Especially air traveling has been boomed in 21st century, and the number of passengers and the number of airline company increased very rapidly. So it makes airline traveling as an ordinary. For example, it was very special traveling type in 20th century. However, it is an ordinary traveling option for travel for passengers, and many low-cost carriers is founded like Ryanair or Pegasus Airline, which offer very cheap prices for the passengers. So it creates a big pressure on the big airplanes like Airbus A380 because the airline companies cannot uh, fulfill the all of the seats in the big airplanes. On the other hand, the industry is shifted from hub-to-hub travel to point-to-point travel. For example, in previous year, a passengers who wants to go from Ankara to Amsterdam needed to go from Ankara to Istanbul first, then from Istanbul to Amsterdam. This is called hub-to-hub travel because it includes two big hubs, Istanbul Airport and Amsterdam Airport. However, in recent year, these passengers have an opportunity to go from Ankara to Amsterdam with a direct flight. It is called point-to-point travel. However, in the point-to-point travel option, uh, small airports like Ankara Airport cannot operate a big plane like Airbus A380 model because of small runways and weak ground operations. And finally, the Airbus engine producer Rolls-Royce introduced a very efficient Airbus airplane engines, which is useful for the small airplanes, which make the small airplanes much more efficient. So, first of all, I want to describe the efficiency of the airplane. The efficiency of the airplane is measured basically as a total fuel consumed per seat on an airplane. So it is proportional with the number of engines on the airplane and the efficiency of each engine. By the way, it is inversely proportional with the distance traveled because in long distances, a airplane is loaded much more fuel, which increase the total weight and which increase the total consumption of the fuel. So if we compare the fuel efficiency of the Airbus A380, it is in the middle of the ranking if we rank all of the popular airplanes. However, if we eliminate the airplanes which are produced before 2005 and which are not used in the industry anymore, now the Airbus A380 planes are at the back of the ranking, and their consumption is really high according to the other planes. So if we order the airplanes which are used in the long distances, again the Airbus A380 airplanes are at the back of the ranking list. So I want to mention the reasons why, the other reasons why the production is stopped. One of them is supply chain management problems. Since the airplane is really huge, it requires different engineering operations. Then the suppliers are from very different countries like Germany, United Kingdom, France, and Spain, which most of the main parts of the airplanes produced in these countries then delivered to the France, and the main assembly of the airplane is done in the Toulouse, France, and then the airplane flies from France to the Hamburg for the painting operations. After the painting, if the airplane is ordered by the companies which are from Middle East or Europe, the delivery is done in Hamburg. However, for the other countries, for the orders of the other countries, the planes flies back from the Hamburg to the Toulouse, and delivery is done in the France. So as you can see, the transportation cost of the production is really high, and it increased the cost of the suppliers, and finally it increased the total cost of the production for Airbus. So in 2015, when the program is introduced, Peter Fortsey, which is the professor in the field of transportation economics, wrote an article and foresee the possible problems to operate Airbus A380 airplane. So he said that Airbus A380 imposed pricing and investment problems for the airports. As I mentioned before, the runways are not suitable for these planes, and also ground operations require much more investment to operate these airplanes. So busy airports discourage the use of larger airplanes. This is the assumption made by Peter Fortsey. However, as a Turkish citizen, I closely observed that Istanbul Atatürk Airport and Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen Airport denied to operate Airbus A380 airplane because they have no chance to make an investment for their runways, because runways are still very busy. The other problem is when airports make an investment for the runways and ground operation, they increase the costs for the airlines who operates Airbus A380, and the airlines increase the ticket prices due to this investment made by airports. And because of the expensive tickets, these flights are not preferred. To overcome with the pricing problem, Emirates and Qatar's and the other airline companies use price segmentation. They use many different segments of the flights, like economy class, economy plus class, business class, first class, and first-class suites. But as I mentioned, luxury is not preferred in the airline industry. The companies cannot sell most of the tickets. And at the end of the story, in 2017 and in 2018, Emirates cancelled 40 orders of Airbus A380, and the Airbus company decided to stop production of the biggest passenger airline anymore. So in this presentation, I try to tell the story why the Airbus A380 production is stopped because of the changing trends, fuel consumption and efficiency, production costs, operation costs, and pricing problems. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Here you can see my all references.